I can hear you.
Good afternoon, Miss Anna. I'm just doing some mic check. If you can hear me. Thank you very much. We're just waiting a little bit for some people to connect as well, and then we will start. I'm also doing a recording, so that I will post the recording online for those who are not able to join, that you can just follow up on what has been said. Okay, I'm just sending one final notice. The some of the rooms we are expecting here, um, just to make sure. Welcome, Lloyd. Yeah, we're just giving some few more minutes for people to join. I hope. I think by 5 past we will, or let's say 10 past, we shall commence the meeting. Whoever is here, and we are recording the meeting so that those who are unavailable now may find recording on the YouTube channel that we have. How did the birthday party go? Can you just say something again?
Yeah, hello?
Okay, I'm just checking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, last time we had a meeting with Zone 10. The audio did not come through. I'm just putting the name under Zone 3 or comma taking so long. I think I don't know. Let me just check why Metro disconnected. Then I think it will start.
Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
We are just, I saw in one of our WhatsApp groups there is uh, zone 4 also trying to connect, zone 2 also trying to connect. But I think we can get this started. I just message here. Okay, so at the moment we basically only have three representatives from the zones. Um, the zone 10, we had a meeting with them yesterday. Um, so they are practically informed and they have informed us that they will get started. I don't think they are able to join on a Saturday, so we had a meeting with them yesterday. As the other zones are coming in, we will definitely add them and as such continue with the meeting as well. So as I said previously that this meeting is recorded. Um, we will post it online on our YouTube channel as well for those who are outside or who could not connect just to follow up, or even those who join late, they can catch up with what is said earlier on as well. All right. So to start off, I would like to welcome all of you that are here, representing Zone 1. We have Neto. Sutu is the elected chairperson or zonal president for Zone 1, which includes Ketmanshoop, Karasburg, and surrounding towns. And we have uh, Zone 7, Ms. Anna Chembe, also representing Shakati, Mandangwa, Wendiba, uh, and surrounding towns and regions within that zone. And representing Zone 3, which is Riyabov, Bentuk, Okainja for Barbers, we have the Secretary General of the Namibia Chess Federation, Mr. Lloyd Dean, and myself as the President. Uh, we might expect Zone 4, which is the Ronga region, Coastal Chess Association, to come through, as well as Zone 2, which is the Stambridge, Maringkau, and surrounding areas, as well to come through um, into the meeting. At the moment, the chairperson for TUMEP, Otavi and Grootfontein, uh, they haven't had any elected person yet, so we still have to find an elected person for that. Kunene, we haven't reached out to Kunene yet, even last year, so hopefully this year we will reach out to Kunene. Zone 8, Kavango East, we do have a representative there, but currently it's also a student on campus and he cannot make it. And with the Zambezi, we did contact them as well, but the, we haven't yet received any information as to whether they will join this meeting or not. So I do see here from Zone 8, Kavango East, just a reminder, somebody who says they have received invitation. Okay. So we do have Mr. Longo from Zone 3, who just joined us as well. Okay, you are welcome. Let me just update quickly the attendance in Zone 4. Good afternoon, Mr. Israel. Good evening. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear. Sorry for that. I was just caught up at the mall. I'm here now.
Okay. Okay. I think based on the attendance that we have taken, that we are more here than what we expected. So we will definitely start now with the meeting. Um, First and foremost, welcome to you all, speaking from the Namibia Chess Federation side, and a prosperous 2024. We do hope and envision some great things for chess this year, especially across Namibia, and we hope with cooperation from the zones that we can really kick off this year and many more years to come with proper management skills, governance, transparency, as well as chess activities for our local communities, our children, as well as for ourselves, and searching for much greater heights. And I would like to thank each one of you for making the time to be here. We know it's not easy, and we do appreciate your efforts and your time that you're sacrificing on this Saturday as well. We did mention on NBC News that we will be having this meeting today so as to make sure that people are aware of the meeting, either by email or WhatsApp, and as well as on the media as well. So thank you very much for joining us. This is just the attendance that we have been taking, and we will keep record as we continue. There are some people that might be joining still. I believe two more zones if everything goes well. We might have some people joining us as we continue the meeting. Uh, since Mr. Israel just joined, I just would like to inform that we are recording this meeting so that we can uh, have a reference point back, which will be uploaded onto the NCF YouTube channel so that you can just go back and check on some of the things that we have discussed here. Yes, going forward, we don't want to keep the meeting very long. It's just some straightforward agenda points. And in terms of the second point that we have, which is personnel, we just would like to uh, introduce the zonal chairpersons to the community as well, who they are and especially what they are. And maybe if each one can introduce themselves, then it makes it even more fun just to hear your voice and to know that there is somebody on the other side of the screen as well. So looking at the attendance, Mr. Neto, can you just introduce yourself as the zonal chair? Someone.
Okay, just a short introduction. My name is Neto Casuto. I'm the zonal chairperson for Zone 1, which is Kietmanshoop, Karasburg, and the surrounding area. I'm currently a UNAM student at Southern Campus. Yeah, studying geology. So, yeah, that's me.
Thank you very much. Mr. Lloyd,
Uh, Good evening, everyone. My name is Lloyd Dean. I'm the Secretary General for the NCF, and today I'll be representing Zone 3, Vantu Greebord, Okahanya and Gubabos area.
thank you, Mr. Israel.
Good afternoon, lady and gents. I believe there's a lady in the house. My name is Israel Shilongo, representing Zone 4, currently the zone of the year. So we hope to still do well and improve on what we did last year, so we can still take the award for zone of the year. I think it was actually just yesterday that we had a meeting with my team, and then through that we looked at our bank statement, and we saw that we're handsomely awarded by the NCF with $5,000 for being zone of the year. So that means we will definitely work even much harder this year and improve uh, the standards of chess in Erongo region. So zone 4 is Erongo from Karibib all the way up until Entis Bay. So that is our zone.
Thank you very much, Ms. Chamber.
Good evening. My name is Anna Chembe. I'm chess enthusiast, uh, representing Zone 7 in Namibia now, and would like to give a challenge to Zone 7 after that introduction to bring chess also on higher level and to make it active. It's a big zone, a lot of kids, a lot of potential, and just try to make it organized here, what they also will have chances to participate and show their talents.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, and welcome everybody. I do have on my list Mr. Phil Philip, is your worship, the mayor of Luderet. We just had a meeting with him yesterday, August the 19th, and he has taken it upon himself as mayor of Luderet to initiate and conduct chess activities for the local community of his town, and he has been already tasked with some duties from the side of the NCF that he will do. So we welcome him also in his absence here today, but as we said, we had a meeting with him yesterday, and it was very productive and fruitful. So he also joins the personnel as part of the leader. Because he's the mayor, um, we cannot appoint him as a zonal chairperson yet, but he informed us that he will basically appoint somebody on behalf of the NCF, and then he will revert back to us uh, when we have our next meeting. But to have a mayor on board is really something amazing for chess as well. It means that the local authorities are also engaging and seeing the potential and benefits that chess brings towards the community. And so that is basically why we have him also on our list. And as we continue, those who do join us at a later stage, we will introduce them, or they will introduce themselves, and we will continue from there as well. Uh, Proceeding with membership, which is the second point on the agenda. Regarding membership, we basically just want to inform the zones that the NCF has an annual membership fee that we require all individual members to basically become members of the NCF as well. So within the membership, we would also like to extend to the zones that the zones should also require chess players to become zonal members, because if you have members, that's normally where we get startup funds to initiate zonal activities throughout the year as well. So membership registration, basically the NCF is only asking for juniors 100 for the whole year and 200 for seniors or adults, and the zones can have something similar in that regard. Since we are a non-profit organization, we really solely depend on such funds to initiate and conduct activities throughout the year, or even uh, to have some type of stipend or incentive for uh, the volunteers ourselves here who are passionate about chess, just to have something to say thank you towards the end of the year. So please do encourage. Um, the players to seek the membership of the NCF. Membership itself, this year we are moving forward and moving very fast. In most cases, we are also issuing membership numbers um, to members as well, and hopefully, if they play one or two events, then they can also receive a national rating, which is the one that I'm currently showing over here. So the first NCF number here, NCF 0001, was actually auctioned and it was bought by a few years ago by our current Vice President, Mr. Emmanuel Sislahla, and the rest of the NCF membership continues as how people are registering as well. So we are keeping track and record of our members because sometimes when we are having meetings with other sport codes, they are always asking us these questions, how many members do you have, especially across the country, and then also we are looking at zones itself to see which zones are more active in terms of chess, so that when we do have things like awards, we have things on paper in black and white documents, so that we know, okay, these are the active zones, and we need to direct more resources towards those zones as such. So I just wanted to bring that up so that we know this is the way forward that we need to go. Please note that this is an interactive session and not just an informative one. So if you do have questions at some point, you can raise your hand at some point, and then I will uh, address it as soon as possible, and we will come back to the meeting if need be. All right. So, okay, there's a hand. It's Kendall. You can go ahead.
Before we went so far from membership, so just to clarify, what how to formulate that? What exactly will be the benefit for the community or for chess players to be a member? For Namibians, they will get NCF number, and there can be FIDE rating, so on. What about for foreigners who are staying also here? If they're paying membership, so how that will go? They will pay membership. They will not be under Namibian Federation if they will continue participating, is it?
Um, I can give you a short example.
Mm-hmm.
Register as a member of the Namibia Chess Federation. You can register as a foreigner or as a local as well. It's not restricted to foreigners. Um, the FIDE ID, it's up to the member to decide if they wish to have a FIDE ID under the Namibian flag or a FIDE ID under your country of origin flag. But we will issue a FIDE ID if you do not have and you play in one of our federated events. Um, then we will register you under the Namibian flag with that FIDE ID. We recently had our national qualifiers where we had two foreign nationals which were from Zimbabwean origin. There were two kids who played and they got their first FIDE ID under the Namibian flag, but they were allowed to play the open tournaments as well. So those open tournaments, we do allow foreign nationals to play under the Namibian flag of the Namibian Chess Federation. Membership benefits include also discounts on NCF events, and also members have a say when it comes to decision making. You have certain powers that really comes across, and we also, as we said, through membership, where it comes to directing of resources and funding, that's also where we look at, if we know we have more members, for example, in Zone 8, then it means the bulk of our budget that we have should focus on Zone 8. And as such, they benefit basically when these things come to reality and we implementing some of the things that we have. So there are some benefits that also include with the international chess federations. When you are outside the country and you want to participate as a member, we basically endorse your participation in open events, and you don't have to go through a long process. Uh, uh, they will ask the host federation if this person can play or not. So we did have one player who played in Spain last year. I think he's from Paul. And he registered while in Spain. He registered under the Namibian flag and was able to participate in Spain chess tournaments abroad. So those are some of the benefits of being a member. And when he came back, he could continue to participate in the event. I hope I answered those those questions.
Yes, thank you.
Um, yes. Moving on, we are looking at zonal activities. Um, and as part of the NCF, we are really adamant that we should get started. I do know that school just recently started. We are 1 week away, but uh, for us, since we are competing with other sport codes and an early start, as we say, the early bird catches the worm. So an early start for us will ensure that if sponsors want to fund something, that those funds can be also directed to us. We will talk about funding a little bit later as well. And also on another note that activities for the children, if we start as soon as possible or early enough, it also guarantees that there is a consistency of chess uh, within schools, especially, and kids know that there's something to aim for towards the end of the year. So if we look at our calendar currently now, we are supposed to start with the Zonal School Chess Championship. I would just briefly like to talk about that, what it entails. So for schools, we do have two types of national teams. One is the school's individual, and the other one is the school team. So we still have a school team, and then we have schools individuals. Schools individuals, they are players who are registering in the odd number age group. So under 7, under 9, under 11, under 13, and so forth. So those ones also make up a national team and then can represent Namibia in the World School Individual Chess Championships or Continental Individual School Chess Championships for chess. And last year we sent about 3 or 4 players to Rhodes, Greece, uh, who represented Namibia there. So this one that we are initiating within the zones is basically also to kickstart the zones and say, please conduct a school championship for individuals, which can happen in one day. A Saturday, it's a rapid, and then from that rapid, you basically invite some of the schools or all of the schools in your zone to participate in this event, and then the champions from there will then come at the later stage um, over here to play in the close, which will be held in Vincent as well. So these are the things that we are looking at as well to initiate this in our zone. So basically, what we need from the zones is uh, venue. Most importantly, it's just the venue. So one of the schools either host us. So what we did last year is we asked the schools, we went around to the school principals and said, we want to have a chess tournament on this day. Can we use your school hall, please? And your players from that school do not need to pay any form of registration fee. So the registration fee that other players will be paying is normally something to help raise funds for prizes like medals, trophies, or anything like that. If the NCF does not have the funds to provide for the tournament, So the registration fee is what we normally use to ensure that there are prizes at the end of the day. This is also done by other sports codes across Namibia through the NSSU. Um, so they do have registration fees for the tournament, and then that registration fee is what we use for the prizes at the end, if no sponsor is on board. So that is one of the key aspects that we have. So that is for the schools. We also start off with this event for the schools to ensure that we see how many schools are coming to the event. Then we also register those schools to play in National Schools League, which we want to have start this year. And that is also something very important. So if we know from our zone how many schools are active in chess, then we also register them for a national league within our zone. And those leagues, we as the NCF will try and seek funding for them so that there's a championship or even at the award ceremony at the end, we can award individual school champions for the zone. And it makes it easier if we also have our school team championships that we invite certain schools. For example, if there is a school that won your zonal championship, then that school, the federation can like sponsor the team players to come to play the championship, preferably at no cost of registration, or we offer some type of accommodation or something that we can assist with them. So champions do have benefits that um, we can assist them with as well. And the town open, so tournament town open. This one is the second part of the start. We want to have all the town open federated this year. So the first town open is starting on 17th of February. That will be the Okahandja Open. So you just download the NCF calendar on our website, and then you check your town, region, wherever it is. Um, According to the calendar. And then from the zonal chairs, what we really need is we just need the venue. We just need to know, is there a venue for this? Yes. And then if possible, that it can accompany the venue, it should accompany who will be the tournament director, and if there's a FIDE arbiter, because we need a title FIDE arbiter for federated events, who the FIDE arbiter will be. FIDE arbiters can also be checked up on our website, uh, NamibiaChessFederation.com. They are under organizers, they are arbiters. Ask one of them to facilitate. So if you can't, the NCF will try and send one on their behalf so that we can start rating all our events across Namibia. So those are the very important things that we need for Town Open. And this does not include only the Town Opens that are on the NCF calendar. This uh, also is now an open invitation for zones to come up with their own championship. So, for example, with Zone 10 that we had a meeting with yesterday, they even said that they will have the Lutherans Open, which is on our calendar, as well as a Crayfish Festival Open. So, a Crayfish Festival is one of the big festivals in Lutherans, so they will also have a chess championship there where they initiate these. So, zones can come up with their own calendars. I think last year, we had from Coastal Chess Association, Zone 4, they also had a calendar there. I don't know if your calendar is out, Mr. Indra. Uh,
Yeah, our calendar will be out on Monday, so we're just busy fixing because we only had our first meeting last night, so we are still busy finalizing it. It should be out on Monday, so that we can share in terms of the activities that we will be hosting in our region for the year.
all right. So zonal calendars are just there as an example. I will show you another one. This one that we see here was for 2023. This was the zonal calendar for Zone 1. As you can see, the first one was aligning with the NPS calendar where it says uh, uh, school zonal chess championship. That was there. So most of the parts that we are missing other venues, and that's why I said we need to ensure that at least we have venues there so that people know where to go. We will also then post your calendar events on our website so that people can either register through them or know how to register, put all the information that you need so that at least when they visit the website, they can get all of this information as well. So school zonal vintage kitmans work, coaches, test, training, seminars. I don't know if some of these things did comments or not, but again, you could see there again the town open Grand Prix, which was held. Um, those are the things that we have. So something simple like this is what we also require from the zone. This is what we share with our community so that they know that there are activities going on within our zone as well. And they don't need to ask when is there something happening. Like most of the players are always asking in the group when is something happening in our zone. So we come up with a plan and normally we endorse that plan as well. Um, this is just one of the examples, and we believe that we can do that planning within uh, 2 days. Just to look at what are the activities or what are the prime dates within your zone or your town where chess activities can take place, and then we just put it on a calendar and we send it out to people. Some of these dates, we don't actually need to have funding for them as well. Like I said, registration fees sometimes for the event will cover some of the costs. Where you fall short, that's where the NCF comes in and also ensures that such events take place as well. Um, if there are any questions regarding this, because I would like to move on to the second part or the second bullet, or is everything clear? And I proceed.
Sorry, I have a question. For example, for the zonals, for the school open that's
Yes.
supposed to happen today. As for myself, I'm not really experienced with organizing such tournaments. Does the NCF send somebody to come assist, host, or do we just have to get the venue and then? Because also I'm aware that for my zone we don't really have chess boards as well. So do I need to request for chess boards, and what are the typical procedures if I would like to host, let me say, a zonal chess tournament?
Okay, so let me just show
Hopefully,
you some examples quickly. So here zone one. So zone one previously last year already conducted it. I think there's Mr. Richard Ayman who will assist you. I'm just opening this just so that you can see. So they are having some chess equipment in your zone for zone one. And this you can see is a school hall where they held the championship. So they did have some championships, simple type of championships. Some chessboards are available. Where chessboards are not available, then you put in a request to the NCF to say, we need, for example, 50 chessboards for our zonal chess championship to conduct it, and then we will try and see if we can send those things either through courier to ensure that the tournament takes place, and then it's basically the responsibility of the zonal chair to ensure that the equipment comes back to the NCF as well. At the moment, we are distributing some chess sets from the gift of chess to some communities. However, we are not in the position to distribute current chess sets that the NCF has. Uh, to keep, I mean, basically to donate to some of the schools and zones as well. So this year we are planning as well, that's the next point that we will come to funding to ensure that zones, at least each zone should have like 100 chess boards and 100 chess clocks. It's a very big vision that we have so that we have 1,000 chessboards, 1,000 chess blocks, and each zone will be having their own just so that we can conduct the chess activities as well. But I do know for Zone 1, there are chess boards available. If you contact Mr. Ricky Ayman, I will send you his contact details after our meeting as well.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you.
yeah, so you just coordinate with him. He already knows how to do some of the things because he's done it in the past as well. So
Um,
that is one way to go. But thank you very much for the question. The same goes for Ms. Chembe as well. Yeah, your hand is up. You can
Yeah,
continue.
I have also a question about the chess tournament. So actually, we have only two dates: 27th January and 3rd February for school zonals. Now, the question about advert. Um, is zones should create the adverts and distribute it on time, or there is some particular um, template for NCF which you're just changing the dates and information, and you're providing also
Yes,
advertisement.
that's a very good question. So normally what happened, I will go to, try to see if you can go to, so this one is for zone 4. So normally, uh, I'm just using this one for example, which is zone 4. This one was just for junior chess championship. But each zone can come up with their own poster where what is important in the poster is basically the date, the event, and we add uh, the NCF logo, your FIDE logo, and then zone logo is the zone logo, and a method to register. I just want to go quickly at a few, let me show you one example that we have for this year. And go find it as fast as possible from the one of the zone twos, which is Stamford Marita uh, uh, circuit, um, also posted a poster for the event that they're going to have for the school zonal individual. Let me just go back here. I can't see it now. So what we require is you can make your own poster. It makes it easier because you know what people are. Just the venue, the date, how to register the players. That can be done on Excel. Excel. If you do require some examples, we have some that we can send you. I will definitely try and share as much as I possibly can, and you can either copy and paste or change a few things here and there. If the event is registered, yeah, I will just show you another one quickly here. This is something that was currently designed by our Secretary General. Uh, this one is just having the sponsor's name on the event date, how to register, and the venue as well. If we receive your calendar, the poster on the NCF website will look something like this with the event and how you can register as well. So from the side of the NCF, we will either give you one like this. If the event is on our NCF calendar on the website, it will show like this. Or you can create your own, just a chess background and two logos and the information on it also acceptable um, for for everybody there as well. Um, there was one very important uh, thing I wanted to mention is that the date. So according to this, the date says that we are supposed to start with the zonal individual chess championship today. But because we didn't have this meeting, the meeting that we are currently having is this one over here, which was supposed to be for the 6th of January. But many people were not available and they were still on holiday. So we switched some of these things a little bit. So the zonal championship commences today, but we do know that there's nobody who's ready to have the championship today. So it means you can either have it the next week or the week of the 3rd of February or the 10th. So this date where we have
Okay.
national club meetings and what, you can still have your championships on that day,
On 10th. Oh.
or you can have it on the 17th of February. So initially,
Oh.
the date is still allowed, but not on the date of the National Junior Chess Championship Open, because we will invite all the participating that event. Also not on this date. And by this date here is when all the champions from all the zones that played now, either in one of those days, those champions will now come and play in this one where it says close. So by the time
Mm-hmm.
close, you should have already played this open already here and sent us the names of your champions, and then we invite the champions to play in the close.
Mm-hmm. I think for our zone, I like date 10th, because few schools opening only tomorrow, started opening only from tomorrow. So at least we'll have 3 weeks for advertisement and
Okay.
to be ready.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's why you need to initiate your own calendar with your own
Mm-hmm.
suits you, but try to fit it in with our date here as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we expect from the zone that by the 24th of February, we want most of the schools to come in and play the National Open and the School Team Championship, which will be centralized in Bintu. Uh, we will talk about that as well. We have the NSSU on board. Uh, we want to apply for transportation as soon as possible. So when you initiate your zone, you also inform them that, oh, the junior championship is on the 24th and 25th of February. Please give us indication, for example, in Kietman's work, they are far. Do you need transport? Yes, we need transport for how many kids? We need the numbers so that we can send it to the NSSU so that we can release buses from the side of the ministry to ensure that the kids come and participate in this event. So we are really looking to have more participation this year. Last year we just missed out on the assistance on transport because they said we applied late. So we want to apply already while still in January. So by next week we want to know how many teams are we sending from each zone to participate in the national junior championships open and school team championships open. So I hope that one is also clear. But thank you for the question. It really helps explain some of those things as well. Um, Proceeding, we have NCF ratings. As I said before, that we want to rate all our events. So this year we are starting to rate our events both nationally and federated. So if we cannot get a feeder arbiter uh, to one of the events, then we will only rate them nationally. So your event should be registered on test results online, and then from test results, our rating master will then take it forward and start to give you some ratings as well for your rapid, blitz, and classical games. The current ratings that we have now is for classical games. So everybody will receive their classical game rating. They will receive their classical game rating, and while they receive their classical game ratings, it will also automatically go into the blitz rating and the rapid rating as well, so that we have some form of database just to keep track of our strengths and how we grow as chess players as well throughout the year. We just have Mr. Abraham Kasonde. I believe you are from, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm from Marianta.
Okay. You are from Marintel, that will be zone 2. Okay, you are welcome. Just take note that our meeting is being recorded. We will post it on YouTube channel where we will share the link, so those who are missed some of the things that we discussed earlier on, you can always go back and check what we have discussed. We are currently now at this point ratings that we have. We've discussed some of the points earlier on as well. So you can always go back to the video and just check what we have discussed and some of the questions that we have answered. But you are welcome as well. So going back to the ratings, uh, this is something that's very important to an individual chess player. And we've heard from the regions and the zones that when is NCF also having rated events in our zones, we want feeder rated events, and we have now both this year conducting feeder rated events and national rating events will be taking place. So any tournament that you register or the calendar that you will provide for the NCF will automatically be classified under the national rating. And if we have a feeder arbiter at that event, then we can have it for feeder ratings as well. So that is the first requirement from the NCF, that it must have a feeder arbiter appointed either by the NCF or by feeder, or has the qualification of feeder arbiter as well. I just want to show you where you can get hold of the feeder arbiters. So this is the NCF website. If you go to organizers and you click on arbiters, you will see the list of arbiters that are registered under the NCF. So their contact numbers are also there. Um, these are some of the arbiters that are feeder arbiters here. There are some more that we will be adding, and these are national arbiters. Some of them are potential feeder arbiters, and we awarded them some of them with certificates, and then these are zonal arbiters that we have as well. So if you have arbiters within your zone, you can always also send us the half body picture, name, and contact number, and we will register them under zonal arbiters so that we know at least this is for Keetmanshoop, this is for Maningtao, these are the people who are officiating chess. And at later stage, we normally check how many events do they do, and when it comes to prize giving, they will also be considered for prize giving as well. So that's the thing we do from the side of the NCF. We try to ensure that not only players are rewarded, but also chess administrators and organizers as well. So ratings are coming this year towards you. I hope with your cooperation we can make it a success again for this year. Coming now to the second most important thing, apart from just ensuring that chess activities go on, and that is our funding. A lot of chess activities depend solely on funding and how much money do we have available at the end of the day. So I would first like to basically do a small introduction as to what we did last year. And this is normally to give most of the zone a starting stance as to where and how we can go about it. So last year, the NCF did not really have any funding from sponsors. We tried hard. Some of the sponsors came in for international funding, and then the chains that were there, we were allowed to do something. So we solely relied on tournament registration funds to ensure that we conduct our tournament. So whenever we had a tournament, we ensured that we wanted more numbers, because with more numbers in a tournament, uh, 50 plus players, the registration is, for example, $50. You get 2,500, something like that. And then out of the 2,500, you have 1,500 for prizes, and then the other 1,000 you can use for administrative purposes. So that is what we use. We use the initiations of tournaments to get funds in for the federation. And the more numbers we had, the more funds we could get in, and then we could do the next tournament at less cost, until we run around and completed the whole calendar year. So we solely heavily dependent on those funds. Um, However, this year we managed to get a sponsor Bank Venture came in and they sponsored us 500,000 to conduct all our national events. So the sponsorship is strictly for national events. This excludes other programs like town development and anything like that. So this is why we had an award ceremony, and at the award ceremony, we assigned some of the funds to zones, and that's why we made zonal awards where Mr. Ivan said he received some 5,000. It's just to get them started again, to continue the activities for the year and such way forward. I have been approached yesterday. I will just quickly show you also the budget as I'm talking. I have been approached yesterday by the School Sports Union. They have informed us that Standard Bank Namibia would like to sponsor um, school chess in schools program. So Standard Bank Namibia would like to sponsor chess in school program, and we are now trying to communicate with them. We do have a meeting with our current sponsor Bank Ventures next week, where we will inform them that the amount that they have given us is not sufficient enough for us to conduct our chess activities for the year. According to our financial budget, uh, we need about, to say, almost close to 6 million Namibian dollars just to ensure that uh, all the funds and everything are available as well. So we have events, we have trainings, promotions, all those things, and 6 million is what we need. We only got sponsorship for 500,000, and it's almost about 10% of what we need as well. I just want to quickly go off to this one over here. I just want to show what we have envisioned and uh, also to mention. So the 500,000 sponsorship that we got for um, from Bank Banduk includes the following events. Okay, national qualifiers, which we already had, national chess championship, which is to come, the zonal chess championships. Now, this is now, we said we have 10 zones and we can try and provide 2,000 Namibian dollars for each zone to conduct the event, or at least as a startup for the zone to ensure that at least that the event goes on. This 2,000 we can either provide in terms of medals or what do you say, prizes if you give for, these are kids, so they don't need very big prizes as well. But at least we are trying from our side to also share the budget of the sponsorship with the zones. And that is what we have there for the zonal team championship, which is supposed to commence from today until, I think you said the due date, the last zonal championship should be held on the 17th of February. If you cannot have it within the assigned dates that are there. So preferably that amount is there from the NCF. I will have to say, in terms of releasing that amount, we would like to first ensure the zones to assure us that the event did take place. So it's like a credit. Once the event has taken place, we will release that amount to you either through your banking details or whichever details you would like us to do. So that's the amount that we have for the zonal check. All the other tournaments that we have are listed here. The chess league, we will still try and find out ways for junior chess leagues that we have. So these are what we have. The school team championships that we spoke about is also listed. The junior open is also listed. That is the budget that we have for those two events. Um, the school teams is for primary schools and high schools, including private schools. Last year, we also included chess academies, so we also welcome them to play so that they have more participants playing as well. That is the 500,000 that we got from Bank Venture, and they will gladly sponsor those ones as well. school program that we have envisioned, we also envisioned that as I said before, the 1,000 chessboards and chess clocks, where we want to give each zone 100 chessboards, 100 chess clocks to ensure that they can at least conduct their events. We have also sort of budgeted this there. The amount that we said here was only for chessboards, so we need another 1,000 for chess clocks. We are trying to contact FIDE and also international chess bodies to assist us with chess clocks because the technology is not with us. So we have envisioned something like that as well. Um, uh, if the sponsor comes through for the chess in schools, like we've seen here, and we agree, we will make the budget a little bit more, maybe for about 1.5 million, and obviously we will ensure that that equipment goes to the zones. We are not in the business of keeping anything or any of the money. We just want to make sure that chess becomes a national sport and it goes on everywhere else. We also have training and development. We hope that starting from this year, if we have a national event like the the Junior Chess Championships, which will be taking place, those big events. At all of those events, we will also have training for the zones. So once you come to the event, you can also register for a training, which can be an arbiters training, fair play officer training, chess education training, coaches training, technology training, online event training. So we want to train the people in the zone. So your teachers, your personnel, your coaches that are coming, they don't just come and sit at the tournament. While the players are playing, they are also having some training sessions that are there for them. So everybody leaves the tournament with some knowledge learned and things like that as well. Proceeding as well, zonal initiatives and operations for local zones. This is funding that we are still looking for, but we have also envisioned that at least if we can give each zone a 10,000 Namibian dollars if a sponsor comes on board, just to ensure that development on the zone comes and goes forward. Administrative purposes, 5,000. Zonal school championships, that's 30,000 is something that we also said to ensure that there are championships going on. Zonal chairperson, we also like to say thank you. It's small amount. Some of these amounts we don't give at now. We probably will give towards the end of the year at the prize giving ceremony when everything is worked out perfectly fine and we have assessed the performances of the zones and so forth. So youth development is also included in our budget, and we have many more of our budget constraints. We will then publish this budget later on in the year, and people can always just go back and see, oh, there's an amount budgeted for this, and inquire the NCF if the funds are available still, if we have a sponsor or not. This is also to encourage zones to seek sponsorship. So we have a working document where you know basically what we have budgeted for a zone, and then you can seek a sponsorship and say that our zone needs this amount of money. Some zones who are very active probably need more. Based on the calendar that you will provide, it will probably need more, and then we go from there as well. So those are the things that we have in terms of finances. I hope it is clear. If there are any questions, you are free to ask at this point in time. Okay, Ms. Anna.
Yeah, it's me again. I have a question. You said what the participation fee for tournaments in zones. That's what we, as a zone, can use for money prizes and some other expenses, which like running expenses. Now, I have a question. How the financial report must be submitted to NCF? Is it after every event which we have in the zone, or it's quarterly, or it's annual report? What we earned as a participation fee, for example, for this tournament, and what we used. So how you as a federation will know the financial activities in the zone from us, what we used and what we earned. I don't know.
Thank you uh, for the question. Those are beautiful questions. Some of those questions they will slip my mind, but I do appreciate the questions there. So I'm giving you an example of a simple financial report created by our Secretary General, Mr. Dean. This is after the national qualifiers for 2024. So after each tournament, it's easier then to quickly draw up a financial report. And I think the template that we use here can be provided to the zones as well. This basically has our income, our expenses. So from the income, we have what was sponsored, and then also what the registration fees were. Okay. So over here, you see that the bank benefit sponsors the 25,000. This correlates with our budget. I just want to show you that it correlates with our budget. Let's see a second, as well. So that was like the startup amount. So national qualifiers, here it is, number one. We budgeted 25,000 amount for that. So for your zonal championships, the NCF can provide 2,000 for startup for the zonal championship. So that would then be an amount that you say we started up with this. Our registration fee, based on the number of participants, how we charge them, we raised about 5,300 for registration fee. And then this was the cost now in terms of how the registration fees came. Our under 20s, we had 17, they paid $50. Adults, we had 29, they paid $100. Women players, 13, 50, adults, $900. So those was the amount that sums up to the 5,300. Our expenses that we had, we also paid here. We had the venue that we needed to pay. That's why I said that the venue is most expensive thing for us, chess federation. Uh, if we have a school that provides the venue for free and we just allow the players to play for free, it's also an expense because we are losing on the registration fee. But if we have a fixed venue, it's always something easy for us. So all of this we had, including in our expenses, are our prize funds. How much prize funds did we put up? What did we pay to our arbiters, cleaners, food, exactly like that? And then we created a table. This, as I said, the template is available. So this is like a tournament. At the end of each tournament, we can collect. Why are we collecting it at the end of each tournament? Is so that we know, for example, instead of allocating now a 2,000 for next year's budget, okay? Instead of allocating a 2,000 for that budget, now we can allocate the proper amount. So here, for example, it was 25, but according to this, um, uh, we did save some amount, so the 25 was just enough. So it looked like a fair reflection. Based on our expenses, it just reached about 25,000 as well. So if we want to make a profit, we can increase the budget to 30, and then whatever we gain from the registration fees, those will be now on profit that we will make for next year as well. So I hope that answers the question. This one is a tournament one. At the end of the day, we, as the NCF, will compile all those reports and then issue a quarterly report as well, where we highlight all the income and expenses and then publish that to the broader community as well, which will include all of the them. I hope I answered your question. But thank you very much for the question. Mr. Israel?
Yes, I think one of it's actually important for us to then give feedback to the federation with regards to our tournaments. So I think that one that if we can get such a template, it will actually help us in terms of giving something that is similar to what the NCF requires, and we'll just populate depending on what we receive and so forth, so that at least it can also assist in making sure that at the end of the day, the federation does get proper information in terms of how the tournament is going and so forth. So if that can be shared with us, we'll appreciate that very much. And I wanted to just find out one question with regards to the zonal schools. I believe last year our zone was granted about top five in each zone, top five slots for that. I wanted to find out if that is still the case this year, or are all the zones then just getting 3 slots as has been, or does zone 3 and zone 4 still get 5 slots?
Oh, yeah, that's a very, very good question. Your question is basically, as we said before, we are looking in terms of activity. And the reason why Zone 4 and Zone 3 received top 5 slots was because of the activity showed that the number of chess players playing in those zones were more than the number of chess players playing in the other zones. So that if you take, for example, the zone 3 players and you divide them in half, it will still be more than the number of players who are coming from zone 2, for example. And because this is a more dense populated areas, the NCF EXO decided that let's give them 2 extra slots so that we at least ensure that we have more participants that are high quality chess players to give them a fair chance as well. Um, that's why I'm saying each zone has the right to apply for 5 slots, for example. Um, we keep it at 3 just to ensure that we can budget, because now if you say top 3, then we know at our venue that we need to host a championship. We will cater for about that will be 3 for every age group. That's 3 times 7, 21. And then both sections. So we are looking at roughly 80 to 100 players. So these numbers are just there for us to make sure in our budget facilities that we can cater for the number of players as well. Even if we approach a sponsor and say we're expecting 100 chess players from across Namibia, can you provide for them lunch or food or something like that? Then it becomes easier also. So each zone, if you feel 3 is not enough, you can apply in writing to the NCF that we can make provision for additional 2 players from your zone as well. This is also to encourage participants from the zones as well. Thank you, Mr. Ikra, for that question. But as it stands, zone 4 and zone 3, they will have 5 slots, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the questions. Again, it's becoming a more productive session. I don't know if Ms. Chumbe left, but I did explain that for the zonal schools, we do provide 2,000 startup. That is just guaranteed. So how you want the 2,000 is, I have been informed by our vice president that I must inform the zones that um, according to our budget in the NCF, we have not budgeted for couriers and transfers of test equipment. So that 2,000 that we are providing to uh, to each zone for the championship can either be to ensure that we transport the test equipment that you will need to your zone and back, or we transport test equipment, medals, uh, maybe even print certificates for you. We use that money for those purposes. It's also okay. If chase equipment is not included for transportation in our budget, so he said that since we did not budget for it, it becomes very expensive to courier things without having a budget vote for it. The other option was that for zones that need equipment for hosting should then be able to pay for transportation of those equipment from to and from the NCS as well, including some that may occur. So that's from the side of the vice president. He just wanted us to make sure that we do mention that so that we don't have hiccups. We must also ensure that we keep our equipment safe and it should last for many more years.
Mm-hmm. No, it's understandable. I think closer to organization, I'm sure there will be more questions, and I think whatever will be popping up, I just will be asking the messages.
Um,
Thank
There was some questions from Zone 2 if we provide certificates and everything like that. We can give templates. We do have templates for certificates and everything like that. But once again, if it's now printing, it's better to print on a local front than to print in Zintic and send it to them. So if we can send the template or you request for a template for zonal championships, then we can send you the template. Then the zonal chair will sign on behalf of the NCF, and that will continue in that fashion always. If you require medals for tournaments and such like that, or even have them assigned printing, some of those things you can also see if you can provide, because we know we have only very few shops that do sell test medals as well, and we do have some discounts that we are getting from the side of the federation regarding purchasing of medals and trophies as such. Ms. Anna, your hand is up again.
Yes, about medals and trophies. I don't know if you have a budget for trophies for first places for school zonals, and yeah,
So the
I
budget
don't know.
for school zonal
Hmm.
only this budget that we have.
Hmm.
So we are saying that this 2,000 is what we can give to the zones from the side of the NCF.
Yeah,
So
because what I've noticed with kids tournament, they're really excited for trophies. Medals becoming it's more or less valuable. I don't know, but when they're receiving trophy, that's actually what motivating them to have competition. And we saw very beautiful trophies which you have in Windhoek, which we never had in our zone. For example, in Zone 7, those wooden one as a chess piece. So if I don't know, maybe it's will be on discussion if that also can be provided for kids tournaments, which can make them more excited, because yeah, kids are not they're not valuing money, but they're valuing those beautiful things, as a trophy. It will be forever with them. They will be looking at it and feeling nice what they achieved something. So in my opinion, trophy for kids tournament, it's very valuable. Yeah, I don't know. We can see how much it can cost for the zone to have beautiful trophies, which are quite unique. Oh, okay, I see.
so I just opened up to show you. We actually have a problem with the trophies, especially the wooden ones. It's being made by hand by uh, Maximum Chess Academy. Sometimes they do donate the trophies um, to the NCF, and sometimes we purchase. So the NCF is currently saying that these trophies are very expensive. Um, they are nice, they really look nice, and they are expensive. So sometimes, as chess players, we ask them, do you want the trophy or would you rather have the money, the medal and the money or certificate? So it depends on each tournament. So we have decided that for classical events, the longer games that we will be playing, there should be a trophy available. If it's a championship and it's longer games. For short games like one day events, um, it really becomes very, very tough to purchase a trophy for 1,000 Namibian dollars, because we could have used that 1,000 to direct it somewhere else in the prizes, maybe make until five, five board prizes or something like that. So it depends on the zone. So whatever the zone needs, it depends on you guys. So I just wanted to put this one up there as well.
Mm.
For
No, it's making sense. Now I see the prices. It's just beautiful, but it's quite expensive. Yes, thank you.
all right, no, but thank you for the question. Those are very informative questions as well. We will look into it. Maybe if we do have a sponsor, for example, like if all our calendars are set, and we know there are championships coming up. For example, you decide to have uh, a coastal chess championship or something like that, and we normally have the prizes now for the trophies. Then these are things that we can look for sponsorship or approach sponsors to say, please sponsor us a trophy. We just want your sponsorship to sponsor the trophies for the next 10 events, and then it doesn't come out of the budget or the expense of the NCF. Those are things that you can also look into. Even as zones, you have the right now to seek sponsorship on behalf of the NCF and so forth. I believe we are now at Q&A, if I'm not mistaken, just to highlight the point because everybody's asking questions. Yes, Neto?
Sorry, I just wanted to add a point regarding the trophies. I wanted to say the trophies doesn't necessarily have to be those chess pieces because I realized they're really expensive. There are these smaller trophies, the silver ones and the gold ones. I think that might also work out. Just a suggestion that I
Yeah.
think of.
No, just noted, and thank you very much as well. Um,
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that. Yes, I understand that. But when I was browsing the pictures from Windhoek, I always was wondering, like, those trophies never coming to the zones, but they're really beautiful. But now I saw the prices and it's understandable. And it's a good point if we locally can see the sponsorship just for those trophies, for example, if everything is covered and just on an extra, if someone will be willing locally to sponsor, that will be nice. But always there is other option. Yes, the classical standard trophies. Yeah, I agree with that.
okay. No, thank you very much as well. I am really happy that I get information from all of you guys, and it makes a lot of sense. Uh, Abraham, are you still there? I don't know. We haven't heard anything
Yes,
from.
I am. I just asked about the question on the list that was published in the group for the names of the chess players, the register. And I noticed that some players from Zone 2 were not in that list. So was it all the names only for the 11 to the 14th championship, or includes all the registered chess players?
Okay, that's a very good question. The list you are talking about, I'm just bringing it up now. It's this one, right? So, this list that we are looking at is basically if you played a classical tournament, that means like a long tournament that's over 3 days, 7 rounds, so 1 hour uh, games per round, so you would have gotten a classical ranking. So it doesn't include those quick tournaments yet. So from here, if you did not see any of your players' names, um, uh, it, it's probably that they didn't play uh, any of those tournaments. Just quickly see if I can find.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just quickly searching, but I see here Panzeo. Panzeo, I think this one is Yohan. I think he's from Zone 2, if I'm not mistaken. So he is included in here.
Yes, there is one in Rushi. They are from Zone 2, but there are a couple of others who are not featured there. But like you explained, I just have to go back and check
Yeah.
events that they attended, because I think the 2-day events in Windhoek and Swakop, some of our chess players did attend, but I will just have to check. Yeah.
So I just did a search here, and then I could find some of those players. Okay, so there are players, and he just definitely has some ratings and some games also going on there. So the more we play, I think this is somebody of you, Matthew. It's related to you.
Matthew and Calvin, those are my two sons.
Okay, so I do see Matthew here, and I do see a rating there. So there are players there. So
Yeah, and the other thing is that, but I mean, the tournament is gone. It's just that some of the players were actually unable to attend the 11th to the 14th due to school, and also some colleagues are attending camps in the beginnings, prefix camps and the other stuff. So it was a little bit difficult for the 11th to the 14th National Chess Championship for players to attend.
So because it's a holiday, was it difficult or was there another reason? Okay, I heard some of the reasons, but is it better to move that tournament somewhere else, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a week after schools open. I'm not sure.
Okay.
The timing for those kids who were already in Vindu, it was okay. But for some who were still have had to come, it was a bit difficult to organize.
Oh, okay. Because if it's a long tournament like this, it includes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like those 4 days. So we thought that if it's a holiday, we have more kids from school who can participate because it doesn't affect their teaching time. But if we put it during school hours, then they might not come because they have to go to school. It's a school night, and some parents have work, and goes both ways. So, but we will, when we are planning later on again for next year's calendar, you always have an input as well to put suggestions because we will send a draft out. It will say draft here on top. That means it's open for suggestions and check-ins and up and down. So once it says final, then we cannot change it. There were some suggestions also for some of the events that we need to do, but will definitely try to look into that. Once we are on the calendar, I just have another point that I want to make. There are some events that we have not assigned um, uh, places yet. Um, or some of the places are still going to be forfeited. So, for example, if Zone 2, for example, would want to host one of the NCF events, and I would like to also encourage people, like here we have the Independence Blitz, where we want the zones, in the zones, on the 16th of March, everywhere across Namibia to please host an Independence Blitz Championship. We seek local sponsorship for Independence Blitz, but we want it to be a nationwide tournament as well. So things like that should appear on the zonal calendar, um, so that you know that okay, we can have this tournament for our players again, and then we have the other championships that we have all over. You can also, for example, here where it says Namibia National Junior Chess Championship closed, where it says Ventuk Swakop, it means a date has not yet been decided. So we are hoping and waiting to see if we can get a zone or whoever to assist the NCS in hosting this event. We do not want everything just in Windhoek all the time. We are also looking at sponsorship to say that if this event is going out to, for example, Zone 2, that we try to get enough funding to ensure that the players who participate there are well taken care of. So I just wanted to put that uh, out there as well, so that we at least um, know what we need to do. Um, are there any more questions or any A or B uh, before we go on? Um, I would just like to read a question for posted by Zone 2, the organizer from Privat School Al Nathan. I would like to ask if it's possible for you to make club registration forms available to me. Then also we have Zone 2 tournament on the 27th of January. Then we have medals from the NCF, and do you have extra slots? Okay. So that tournament there, just to answer that question, um, club registration form. Uh, we can register our club through the NCF website, where you click on membership and then you register your club. That's where you will register there. Also, individual memberships can be registered on the NCF website. Those are the places where we can be. In terms of the tournament on the 27th, we will assist. As I said, we have budgeted 2,000 for the event, and we will now maybe just have to decide if we are using that 2,000 to buy medals for you and to transport extra equipment that you will need. And with the change, you can have it for prize funds or something like that. So those are the things that we can provide at the moment. As I said, that sorry, we have someone just asking if they can join. Okay, yes, please join. That we just need to something. Um, at the moment, we do not have all the funding that we need to ensure that all the zones are well taken care of. But we hope and with what we are doing, and hopefully the country and the people can see that we are really serious, that more funding will come to our way, and we want to distribute funding equally amongst all the zones and ensure that everybody in your zone, in your local community, there are activities to help our local communities, because chess is one of the sports that keeps our kids out of trouble, out of very bad things that are happening in the community. And keeping them active through sports is really something that helps build self-esteem and also self-sufficiency. And we have a great opportunity to even represent our country as Namibia, as national chess players, uh, through chess as a sport, as a professional sport. And that is our hope, that we can get many, many more people to benefit from chess and not only a few. So, in the absence of any other business, we would like to have another meeting with the zone, preferably midway through the year, just to check up on you guys how it is. There is one point I would like to also mention that last year it didn't happen, but round about towards the end of the year, the 30th of November, we would like to have another meeting there. This one is like the last meeting for the zonal chairperson, where we uh, tackle your issues, suggestions, also finalize some of the calendar points that we have on the calendar that we would like to do for the next year, and even budget allocations we can do there, or reports of what were the struggles, everything that you went through. These are very important meetings also, so please do save that date so that we can at least engage the other once more next year. Even plan for the next year chess championships, how we can approach them, all of those things. It can only happen if we have the input from the guys on the ground at the local town community. That is where we are. We would also like to extend invitations to zonal chess presidents to come to the award ceremonies, preferably also collecting awards on behalf of zones or players within the zones that have received awards, and then you can take it back to them as well. So our annual general meeting is going to be in person and also online. So we also hope that when we have AGMs that you can also attend them as well. It says now it's 30th to 1st no, December, so we have included those 2 days for the AGMs that we probably will have to discuss some things. So I hope with that information session that we are prepared, we are ready to take on 2024, and we will make a success out of this. I really have a vision for chess Namibia, and I believe that with the right people on board, committed people and dedicated people, we can make a difference in our communities. And the reward is not just mine; it's all of us. All of our efforts are collectively pushing towards one greater goal. And our players, our children, our youth, our schools, and our community will see what we are doing. And through that, we will also grow as individuals. Thank you very much. Is there anything from the house? Mr. Lloyd Dean will provide some of the templates, I believe. Mr. Lloyd, are you still here? Um,
Yes, I'll provide the report for what I did for the qualifiers, and then you can just send it to the zonals.
okay. And I would like to request, before I forget, it's also very important, that each person from the zone, zonal chairperson, that's there. Mr. Abraham, Kasonde, if I may, can I appoint you as the zonal chair of zone 2? You still need the tournament directors, the other people that will direct the tournaments, but I need somebody from zone 2 that I can say is the chairperson. And since you have joined us, I would like to put you on the spot if you are willing to serve.
It wouldn't be a problem, but you already have Mr. Titus. I think I was expecting that he would have joined much earlier than I did. So, but Mr. Titus is has been your contact person, but perhaps rehearse with him.
Okay.
I can assist him because I think, and also Mr. the guy from Wix, Simon, Coach Simon is also here. So we can see have a sit down maybe in the weekend then here.
Yeah, please just find out for me because these are the guys that we normally expect at meetings like this. And we have seen even from the coastal states that if zonal presidents are not active, that means the zone is also not active and things are not done. So it's better to have somebody that is really trying from their side to be active and we communicate through them. And all of us are full-time workers, but we do this for our kids to be sure that
Yeah.
we come out of trouble. I would also, what we suggest is from the zonal presidents to please send us a half body photo similar to what is on my video presentation with your name, email address, and contact number. So also your zone. We will post that on the website of the NCF so that whoever has questions, they can then direct it to the zonal chairpersons of the zone to say, is there any chess tournament in our town? And then you guys are the first persons to say, yes, we have a calendar. We will also post your calendars on the website to just ensure that people can see and we will assist in whatever way we can. So thank you very much, everybody. I believe this was a very well attended tournament. We received 6 out of 10 possible zones. That is wonderful to start off the year. Some of the zones do not have chairpersons yet. We are still looking at them as developmental zones, and we will engage them and find the right people to also assist and ensure chess across the board. We will engage sponsors as soon as the news comes through. We will do whatever we can. From the side of the NCF, once we get your half body photo and everything, we will also provide email for zonal chairperson. So it will just say zone 1 chair at namibiachessfederation.com. So it will read something like this, zone 1 chair and then at namibiachessfederation.com. So each zonal president will receive a official email address such as this one. If you are zone 2, it will say zone 2 chair, and then you can basically use this email address also in seeking sponsorships because it will be official that you are part of the NCF if they require such information. All right. I know it's been a long time, and thank you very much. I will upload this meeting onto our YouTube channel and share the link with everybody so that they can see what they have missed out as well. Thank you, everybody, for attending.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
Okay, bye bye.
Thank you.